Was here's a quick recap of a rather entertaining PvZ engage, rocking the sick purifier skins with orange coloring, as it should be. Matches the portraits there. So the first push is just a timing attack at around 6 minutes. I don't really know what I'm running into, but I got glaives, resonating glaives on my adepts, so I can hit light enemies, and I have a couple of immortals here. I think that I warp in a sentry or two for guardian shield, and I just think that, okay, I'm pretty much covered against zerglings or roaches. We'll see how it goes. I'm not 100% confident to commit on creep, so I'm throwing the observer in. I want to see how many bases he's on. If he's on 1 or 2 bases, I'm just gonna not. I'm just gonna try and contain or play defender's advantage and take more bases. But I do see he has a 3rd base, and it is mining. The Zerg normally has 1 more base than the Protoss, so I'm on 2. And I'm getting my 3rd. But I want the fight on his side of the map, otherwise this might get shut down. And I don't like to play defensively anyway, so you'll see here. Here's the push. Now I stand on the creep. He can see me. And these shades, I can choose to teleport into their place or not. They're invincible till they teleport in. Those are weak against light units like the workers and the zerglings. He chased it with his whole army. That allowed me to move up the hill and get off the low ground. My sentries pop the guardian shield, so I'm reducing range damage. That's all that he's hitting me with. He actually had zerglings, but the adepts shred them, so I start retreating a bit. I see that I'm going to be outmatched. The zealot warp in, comes up the hill, and buys me a little bit of time. I get quite a few more kills. It stops them from completely swamping these immortals, which are cleaning up his roaches, which is really good value. I'm glad that I got those zealots in there, even though I lost them. Now these queens have so much staying power. They can only move at a reasonable speed on creep, but they can heal each other. They soak a ton of damage. They're very slow to kill, but these Hydralisks are the opposite. They look like they're attacking the same, but the Hydralisk does much more damage and is much squishier. They're opposites in that respect. So the only reason I didn't break him is because of Defender's Advantage. Essentially, he invested a lot in Defender's Advantage, but he has no army to push out, really. He has a ton of resources that he's floating, which may be why I won the game in and of itself. But the next get engaged doesn't really happen until 11 minutes. We'll go ahead and jump up there, or 10:30. Somewhere thereabouts. I'm just reinforcing on this high ground off creep. I'm just thinking, if he shows up at my base, I can warp in at my base. We'll try and hold that, and I'm just going to counterattack. So he has to choose where and with how much he engages. So I send the observer. I actually accidentally recall it there. I don't get a good look at what's happening. But this video should be why High Templar are good, because High Templar steal the show this game. Now he hatched a ton of stuff. He just had a big Overlord pop, turned all his larvae into units, and then he decided to come hunting for me. Finds me right outside of his creep. He probably could have taken the engage if the Psionic Storm didn't hit. I do some friendly fire against myself there. These Archons are doing incredible damage with each hit. Mostly one-shot kills. You'll see 9 kills there on this one, 9 on the other one, 10. The feedback. So in addition to Sonic Storm, these High Templar can turn a mana pool against a unit as damage. So this 103 mana on this queen, that can be turned into 103 damage and empty out the mana pool, so no healing anymore. They're a very strong anti-caster unit. He's trying to kite the Zealots. He does good damage, but I just have him outnumbered. The Psionic Storm basically shuts down his economy. Now my High Templar are out of mana. They're going to retreat and turn into more of these Archons for their 39 versus biological damage. So they are inherently buffed against the Zerg. They are just a good unit. So yeah, two High Templar can merge into your Archons, and they shoot up. They're short range, but he tries to go for this sky transition and right by the Archons. And you'll just notice how much damage they do. Like, he flies in with these harasser units, boom, he's already dead. Almost dead, 23 dead. That's the game. He didn't get his one-sided sky-to-ground bombardment that he was hoping for, the High Templar fusion. I mean, it probably wouldn't have worked anyway. The sentries and the stalkers can shoot up, but Side note, purifiers are very cool. The immortals normally have like a carcass inside, like in an embalming fluid floating around, or like a cryo fluid. But the purifiers are, in the lore, are like AIs and robots, replicants. So you actually see like a Matrix-esque digitization of the personality of the warrior. Very cool. But anyway, thought I'd show that off. Hope you enjoyed.